Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm Sankey84 and welcome to my top 10 games of 2021. Yes, it's that time of the year when everyone puts out their top 10 games, and as I didn't do one last year, I decided this year, let's get it out there, let's put my opinion out there and see how it does. Now, while a lot of game channels out there will be doing games that came out in 2021, I didn't play too many. I don't think, if I'm being honest, I played 10 games that came out this year. So I decided what we'll do is we'll just expand it a little bit. We'll do games that I played for the first time in 2021. Now, I'll admit, I was just going to say any game that's been on the channel. The top 10 games that's been on the channel. But then I thought, no, because that's going to be very easy. Crusader Kings 3, Fallout. You know, it's going to be the same that a lot of gamers out there have. So I thought, no, we'll narrow it down to the top 10 games I played for the first time. So yes, that does mean Football, Tactics and Glory, Crusader Kings 3, My Time in Porsche, everything that is on my Wednesday series. All of them and several others will not be counted because, as I say, I may have only played them on the channel, some of them, in 2021, but a lot of them games I have played many years ago. And I know that some of the games that I've got on this list did come out many years ago. In fact, I've got one that came out in 2013. But I'd never actually heard of it until I recorded it for this channel. And as I only played it in November of this year, it qualifies. The first time I played it was 2021, so to me, it's a new game that I've never played before. And that was the rule I set for making my top 10. Other than that, there was nothing else really rule-wise I set myself. It was just 10 games I've enjoyed playing the most, and I've never played them before January the 1st, 2021. So here we go. We might as well get in and get started. So, creeping in right at the bottom at number 10, we have Castle Flipper. Now, I'll admit, when I first did my first review of the game, it was an alright game, but it was nothing spectacular. I actually had more issues with it than I did with the actual things I enjoyed. However, what pushed this up into the top 10 is the way the devs have listened, the way they've improved the game, and the way that when this game came out to where it is now, a lot has changed. There has been so many tweaks, so many improvements, and moreover, there are so many more still to come. This game has got a lot going for it. It had a shaky start, I'll admit, but it's getting better and it's getting there. So that is why this has made it into my top 10. Just about scraped in there. There was quite a few contenders for this number 10 spot, but it was down to the devs and what they have planned that convinced me to put it in here. So Castle Flipper is in at number 10. At number 9, we have a game that has no right being in here. It's been done so many times. It's a settlement builder. Go in, you build your settlement, you look after, things happen, yada yada yada, off we go. However, something about this one piqued my interest. And it's one that I keep going back to in my own time. I am, of course, talking about Going Medieval. Yes, the medieval settlement builder. And I just love the unique way of everything in it. The way you build, the way you fight. The fact that it's 3D, it's not just a flat top-down view. You've actually got multiple layers that you can dig down or build up to. And the fact that while, yes, in my original video, it was pre-release, I've not actually done a video of this yet since it's been out. And that is because there is so much being added into it. I don't want to do a half job on it. So I'm waiting until they've done the roadmap that they have set out. Once that's done, we will be going back to it to see the changes that have been made, because there have been a load of changes in there. There's now trade, there's now proper siege equipment. There is so much in there that, yeah, it's just getting bigger and better. Next, at number 8, we are going out of this world to another settlement builder-esque. This one, again, it's another one with a twist. I am, of course, talking about Aspera, the Martian base builder with an actual story. So many base builders or settlement builders or city builders, they all have the same thing. Here's a plot of land, build. No, this one actually has a story and a plot and amazing voice actors and, yeah, just the whole story and the way the game is driven. If you just want to sit there and build your base and try and terraform Mars, it's pretty difficult without following, the whole storyline, but it can be done. Or you can follow the storyline purely and not deviate from it one bit. It's entirely up to yourself how much of the story you do. And I've got to say, I really enjoy the fact that you are an AI looking after this base, and it's your decisions on how it goes, and the story that goes on behind it can be very touching as well, actually, in some points. It makes you think. There's a lot of thinking about in there. So, yeah, that's why this has made it into number 8. Number 7, gotta say, I'm a bit disappointed in myself at putting this so low down. I thought this was going to be higher, but it was actually. It was a lot higher than this at one point. But unfortunately, some of the more recent games that I've played have knocked this down. I'm talking about Mr. Prepper. Yeah, I absolutely love this game. I've played it and completed it multiple times this year already. As I say, I did the original video on it a while ago, and then I've done my series on it. And yeah, I've done about another 2 or 3 playthroughs myself. And while it's an enjoyable game, while there's so much freedom in it, one thing that has dragged it down this list is the linear storyline on it. Now, yes, you can have different endings. Great. But the story is still the same. Doesn't matter what decisions you make, how you go about doing things, the overall arc is the same, and there's no way of getting around that. So, while it's a great game, yeah, the replayability of it is what's knocked it down. But, yeah, I mean, it's a really good game, and I'm not just saying that because I was one of the testers on it. I'm saying it because I really enjoyed testing it. I really enjoyed playing it when it was out, and I extremely enjoyed doing that series. At number 6. Well, this one, why should I introduce it? In fact, you know what? I'm going to let this game introduce itself.
This is the Guild of Dungeoneering, on a quest we're never veering, oh to be a Dungeoneer, swimming in pools of gold. This is the Guild of Dungeoneering, all the monsters keep appearing, oh to be a Dungeoneer, whose stories will be told. What's that sound? I hear a noise, something's coming, girls and boys, run for the hills and far away. We're the Guild of Dungeoneering, curse and swear but don't despair, the way out of here must be over there. I think we're lost, but what do we care? We're the Guild of Dungeoneering.
Yes, the Guild of Dungeoneering. Oh, this game. I love this game so much. I mean, the video I've done on it doesn't even come close to how much time I put into this game. It is so enjoyable. In fact, I think on my personal playthrough, I've got about 40 Dungeoneers in the graveyard, roughly. Yeah, I put a lot of time into it, and a lot of bodies. But yeah, again, I was expecting this to be higher, but there are some games on there that have just tipped it to the top half. Some probably more surprising than others, some probably not. But yeah, Guild of Dungeoneering, what can I say? The intro there says it all. Then, in fifth, this game surprised me. I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. It actually reminds me a little bit of my time in Portia. I'm talking about, of course, Summer in Mara. The charming, colourful, light-hearted game. I mean, what else can I say about it? It is absolutely beautiful to look at, beautiful to listen to, and it has a beautiful, if not weird, storyline. And I would like to see more of this game. I would love to play it more, but unfortunately I just don't have the time. And again, that's one reason why it's down in fifth, because while I love this game and I enjoy it, there's just other games I enjoy more. Talking about games which I enjoy more, one game that's nearly destroyed this channel because of the amount of time I put into it. Yeah, in fourth spot, we have Frankenstorm, the surprising late addition to this list. Yeah, it's weird. A tower defense game. Now, as I said in the video, I'm not one for tower defense games. Usually they're pretty dull and boring and very simplistic. And, you know, you get to a level and you get stuck, you just can't figure it out, and then I just lose interest in it. And yeah, this one, as I say, has nearly destroyed the channel because the amount of time I put into it off screen. Because every time I get 5 minutes to myself, I'll load it up. Need a video editing? Oh, I'll do it after a quick go on Frankenstorm. Oh, really go to bed and get some sleep so I can record tomorrow. I'll have a go Frankenstorm. Yeah, it's one of them. Let's just have one quick go. One more go. Yeah. So, yeah, Frankenstorm made it into fourth. But now we're getting into the big games. We're getting into the games that have just left an impression on me I was not expecting. These are games that I can see been around on the channel for a while. So, coming in bronze, in third spot, we have Lords and Villiens. Yeah, now I know earlier on I said going medieval was amazing because of the different buildings, the way you can build differently, the way you can, move up and down levels, so you can dig deeper, you can build higher. But Lords and Villiens has something else in it. It has progression. And what I mean by that is, you can play it like you can most settlement builders. Go in, build it up, have a bit of fun, and then get rid of it. No issues. Or you can go in, plan everything out to the square, and watch as families grow and die, and generations pass, and how the different families interact with each other and expand and shrink and fight and make peace and whatever. And yeah, it's just so much here. Never mind replayability. This has got longevity in it. This could be one where you can play one single map for years, and it's always keeping you challenged. So yeah, that is why this has made it up this high in the list, where going medieval didn't quite get that high. But coming in second place, silver medal, and how this game escaped me for so many years. How I'd never heard of this game until it randomly popped up as a suggestion. I'm talking about the one and only Tinetina's Assault on Dungeon Keep. Yes. Now, I didn't mention this in the video because when I recorded it, I didn't realise. I didn't know this was part of the Borderlands spin-off. Because, honestly, I've never played Borderlands. I've got it. I purchased it. But I've just never played it. It was one of them games that I got because, everyone was talking about it. This game, it's amazing, it's brilliant. So I went and got it. And then just left it on one side. And it just got added into my collection. And it sat there. And now and again, I look at it and go, should I give it a go? Nah. I've got other things I want to play. Other things I'm interested in. And I'll admit there were times I regretted buying it because, well, it was a waste of money. But that won't be happening for long because, yeah, as soon as I can, I'm going to be diving into it and having a look. We'll be doing a video on it at some point in the future. I don't know when, but yeah, watch this space because Borderlands will be on the channel at some point in the future. So, yeah, but Tinytina, as I say, I started this because it was a Dungeons and Dragons game. Or at least that's what I thought it was. And technically it is. But it is so much more. The humour, the thought, the planning that you need to put into it. It's almost like playing Dungeons and Dragons, the amount of planning and detail you need to put in. And there's so much in there that I didn't appreciate in the video. And I apologise for that because, yeah, this game is so much more than what I thought it was. And I can't wait to play more. In fact, I have played quite a bit more. But we'll have to come back again at some point. Once I can get a friend or two to join me. Because I think it's going to be more enjoyable if I've got a few people to play with while we're recording. More enjoyable for yourselves, more enjoyable for me, and who knows, I'll wait and see who that could be. Yeah, Tinytina was just missed out on first place. And now, before we go on to this year's winner, we have to do our honourable mention. Now, I'll admit, this game would have been in the top 10 if it was a full game. And the reason why it never made it into the top 10 in the end was because the devs have said, what's there is there. The first level of the game, and that's it. It was done as a university project. And they put it out to see how it did. And that was it. They have no plans to come back to it. In fact, the team that worked on it have said they're going their separate ways. Whether they'll come back to it in the future, they don't know, but they don't have any plans to do so. And with that, I just couldn't justify putting this in my top 10. But I enjoyed this game so much, I had to mention it. And that is Bloodspare. I mean, it's so well put together. I honestly, when I played it, I did not realise that this was a university team who had working on their first ever game as their final project. I've seen AAA games that look worse than this. I just played this and it felt like I was playing a big multi-million-pound game. It was so well put together. The voicing was spot on. The graphics were sweetly done. Everything was so well put together. The mechanics, the unique weaponry in it, and the plot. Such a unique plot. And it just ended the way it did. I can't say any more. This game, I loved what was there, and I hope the devs hear this. I hope they come together and finish this game off because it deserves to be finished. Just get the same team together, finish it off. This game deserves to be finished. But this is it. This is why you are here. My number one game in 2021 is, of course, drumroll please, Humankind. Yes, Humankind. Now, as I've said before, Humankind, I love Civilization. I've played Civ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and every single expansion there has been for all of them. And I love them. I can go back to Civ 1 and play that and enjoy it just as much as I do Civ 6. And that goes to any of them in between as well. But Humankind just has that something different. It just has that uniqueness to it. Has a feel of Civ, but a uniqueness of its own. The way cities and towns are handled is brilliant. I love that, the way that is. The way the eras progress. The way you don't have to stick to one culture. You can change each era. It's just so much that you wouldn't think would work, but does. And of course, you cannot mention Humankind without mentioning the battle system. I mean, yeah, so many games do battles, right? Roll a dice, you got the highest number, right, fine, you win. No, this one actually puts tactics into the battles. You can go with a technologically weaker unit and still beat a higher one if your tactics and your manpower is strong enough. And I just love that. You can outpower them with numbers. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Humankind, it will be back. I've got plans for it. I've got things that I want to do with it. I'm just waiting for the right time. So there you go. There is my top 10 games that I played for the first time in 2021 and one honourable mention. I hope you've enjoyed it. All the links to the games I have mentioned today that made it into the top 10 or the honourable mention are in the description below if you want to check any of them out. I've also left links to my videos next to them. So if you want to watch the video, you can go and do that. And that's it for 2021. I'm not sure what's coming up 100% yet, but if I'm bringing this out on the day that I'm planning it, there should be nothing new now coming out. I'm trying to plan this coming out where there's nothing new. Everything's been recorded at this point. And if I've got this coming out on the right date, it should mean next week is the Christmas special week. Either that or it's the week after. It's one of them 2 weeks. I'm not sure yet which week it's coming out. So next week is either the usual and the week after is the Christmas one, or next week we've got our Christmas special week. I'll see when I put this out because as I say, I'm not quite sure. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know if you agree or disagree with what I've done with this one. Hopefully next year, all 10 games will be games that came out in 2022. Geez, we've got a lot to do, haven't we? But who knows, we may have some oldies on there as well, because I did enjoy this. It gives games that I've missed a chance to be shouted out. Why? Just because a game was missed by me 10 years ago doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it for the first time this year. So let me know, what out of the games you've seen on the channel, which ones would you have put on that I missed? Which ones are the ones that I'd put on here do you think shouldn't have made it? Can't wait to see what you've got to say. But in the meantime, I've been Sank84. This has been my top 10 2021 games. Thank you so much for joining me. Look after each other. And, of course, until next time, goodbye.